And I'm just so proud of how we finished this last ball game, and I think it was really a good indication of the direction we're headed. You know, it was a complete team victory, and you know, it really couldn't have played out any better. You know, obviously you want to just go and dominate and win 50-0, right? I mean, that's our whole goal. You know, yet at the same time, when you're in a building process and the foundation of how you think and how you compete, you know, I don't think it could have been any better. You know, we got off to a fast start. Okay, we hurt ourselves by throwing it to the other team, which I told you, you know, I mean, that's been something we got to, you know, we don't want to let the other team play with house money, and we let them, right? We got down at the end, which, you know, I've already started our player meetings, and it was interesting to hear some guys say, you know, Coach, a year ago we would have said, you know, it's over. You know, we would have lost that game. But to see us come back, probably scored too soon, okay, in a perfect world, and yet, you know what, now defense comes up with a huge stop at the end, and they had a chance to win it. You know, it was complete team victory, and you know, I thought we did some really good things on special teams as well. So I think there's some great lessons to be learned, as you know, from everything that we do, and in every game. I was really excited, and you know, a team that had played a lot of ball squads really well, you know, during the year. So I was very happy, you know, about that, just to see the progress. I think, you know, the last half of the season, you know, getting some wins, especially at home, which we hadn't done, you know, for a while. And so there were some really good things there, and I'm really excited about the direction we're headed. And I had some time here in the last couple of days. I've been traveling the state, and you know, you realize how big a state this is when you're sitting in a car and you've got 3.5 hours to the next stop, and it doesn't ever seem to get there, right? But at the same time, gives you some time to reflect, which you know is pretty important in the position I'm in. And I guess, you know, the vision of what was needed maybe was sugar-coated a little bit, all right, coming in, right? Yet I'm not sure anybody really knew how dysfunctional some things were, okay? I don't think until you dive into it and find out, right? So the frustration of, boy, we got to start a lot, we're starting a lot lower than what I probably thought we were. Does that make sense? Yeah. And that's okay. That's part of the challenge. That's what's exciting about putting a thumbprint on a program, and being afforded the leadership through this university, this athletic director, this president, this community, that, you know what, we'll get it taken care of, and that's what's exciting. And so, you know, to answer your question, yeah, there is some satisfaction knowing how far we have come. Yet the drive about how far we have to go still, you know, that mountain just kept growing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you kind of think you're maybe getting to that peak, and then all of a sudden, over the horizon here, there it goes again, right? So we've got a long climb ahead of us, and yet I'm really excited about taking it.
So kind of building off that, you feel this season did a good job of maybe building the foundation for this program, or something to build off of?
Absolutely. And you know, like I say, there's a lot of things when you're doing that you need to actually break down first and tear down, and sometimes go maybe backwards a little bit to get them totally flushed out before you can start to build forward. And you know, we've done that in a lot of areas. Now, are we complete? No, we aren't. I'm not telling you we are. And yet, consistent winners and champions, I don't think you ever are. Does that make sense? You're always striving to improve, and that's something that we need to continue.
Is it fair to say that what these guys do, Connor and Garrett, do in the offseason, will have a lot to determine which one of them comes out front before they ever take a snap in the spring?
No doubt about it, 100%. Because as you know, I believe that position in particular needs to have a lot more intangibles than are there. It's not just the physical ability, but it's the other nuances of the position that you can't put you really can't, you can't really write down a description other than it's it, okay? Let's look what's happening down the road at this guy that came in here from the Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, you know, does he have the strongest arm of everybody ever played the position? Probably not, right? Yet, you know, the intangible things that are around that, and I'm not asking our guys to be Peyton Manning.
Be nice.
I would love it, okay? But I think that, you know, I mean, look at what John Elway did. He grew into with the franchise, you know, and I'm just talking regionally here, you know. That guy did the things above and beyond just lifting weights and throwing a football, right?
Is it a win-win situation for you, considering how they both play? You're going to have a good decision to make.
No, I think it's great. And you know what? When does that decision happen? And you know what? C.J. Leonard is entered into this. And believe me, that guy was our scout team player of the week. Literally could have been every time. But, you know, there were three that I said, God, can we get somebody else, you know? And they said, no, this is the guy that is really helping us. That is one of those intangibles. So he brings something to the position as well. You know, now obviously we've got to get him rehabbed and all that stuff. But, you know, so the position, you know, is open for that guy to take. It's been great, you know. Obviously, as you know, it's Colorado for us first and foremost. That's where I've been since Sunday. And still have to leave again tonight to finish some things off, and then there's a couple other spots I still have to get to. And as a head coach, you're only allowed one. The reception has been outstanding. I think our getting coaches to every single high school in the state last spring, which will happen again for us. We've got a good beat on some sophomores and juniors looking forward. I really feel comfortable about that. And that's part of what you do when you're building, is making sure your recruiting is happening on a daily basis. Probably the most important part of what we do.
How much did it help? Has it helped as you go around and people see that Joe Hansley, Kevin Davis, guys straight out of high school, Colorado high schools, were playing for you and playing key roles this year? Do you get feedback on that from some of these coaches that you're out and about?
Invaluable. And I think they see that we are committed to them. You know, we're committed. And it's almost like, you know, hey, you got first right of refusal, and this is the best place for you. And I still believe that and will believe that because of what they can get from a whole personal, complete life through what we have on this campus, the excellence of the education, the ability to play in front of your people, and really carry a state with you. And, you know, that's something that we're still breaking down that barrier. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here and the great things that we have here from a commitment standpoint, from an administration, to a university that is unified, that we can sell in a positive manner. All right? And I just love the fact we got people all pulling in the same direction, and people that I get random emails from over on campus that have never even seen a game, all right, but love the commitment to their excellence and how I'm doing that here. And I think that's cool. I mean, that is a coach, that is a leader. And you know, there's these little satisfying moments where I can actually sit in there and crack a smile, all right? Then I'll go back to misery, all right? but at the same time, I see it.
One just overwhelming thing that you see, okay, we kind of got that to where at least I've got a handle on it. What's the next big step?
I think the next big step is seeing, yes, we can. Does that make sense? I mean, it's there. Now, what am I going to do with it? And the accountability factor on the investment is where I think it really needs to show. And you see guys now saying, oh, I see how it works. Right? Now, and influx of talent, obviously, guys. There's a lot of people say in this business, it's not the X's and O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes, right? Well, we need to go out and get us some Jimmies and Joes too. So that's why recruit daily or die. All right?